first inspired by?
Yo. So we're at the Back to the Future thing right now.
A futurist would come up with an idea and present it, and it would be something that you'd like to turn into a reality. And I certainly saw potential there with fuel cells to be a zero-emission vehicle that you could refill in 5 minutes and go 300 miles and really offer a no-compromise, zero-emission vehicle driving experience. So that was something I had the luxury of being on the team of working with this vehicle over the last 12 years for me and over 20 years for many others.
Great Scott.
All right, so from Jackie's point of view and the work you do, Chris, the work you do, Ed, all of you are, got fundamentally skepticism from time to time. When we talk about or envision or create new technologies, people across the dinner table, family members, friends who aren't necessarily geeks or tech forward, like, really? Is that going to work?
Or the internet.
That whole thing.
The constant wall of, you can't do that.
The constant
Yeah.
wail of, you can't do that.
Yeah.
How do you evangelize, I guess is the old word we used to use in the early days of the internet. How do you get something across so people can get a snapshot of it? You can't always build a Mirai. Sometimes you have to get a story across that is still intangible.
Um,
I mean, you do the most of this, Ed. You're out there taking things.
I
that are
find
so
the
far.
block feature on Twitter to do a lot of that for me. Rather than having to tell
That's
them.
Chris Hardwick.
No, I'm just convinced that the weirder something is, or the more incomprehensible it is to me, that's usually something that's really important. If I see something that I just cannot wrap my head around, how could that possibly be? I'm looking at something that's going to be gratuitous and make sense. So.
I mean, people listen to would be no innovation, you know? I mean, and sometimes it's hard for them to conceptualize something, especially if it's just a simple idea. Well, maybe, can we build fuel cells? No, how could you do that? You know, then I think, I would imagine you're probably almost inspired to go, oh, well, I will show you exactly how to do that. So I think sometimes the opposition also leads innovation because I think you probably need to feel like, oh, well, I'll show you exactly how this is done.
Yeah, absolutely. To create, you have to be willing to fail.
Right.
And also, you can also just not look at the comments on the Autoblog website.
Seriously, never look at comments, you guys. Don't
Never.
do it. Save
That's a
yourselves.
secret from the 4 of us here who've
Save
seen it on.
yourselves. Yeah.
For
The people in the comments sections will always tell you why your idea is wrong, and you go, well, how would you do it? Well, I don't know.
That's
That's
wrong.
bad. Yeah.
So, Jackie, give me an example, if you've got one here on the top of your head, of a great Scott moment when you guys were working on any part of Mirai technology, particularly that fuel cell stack, which is kind of the heart of what they've really done here with amazing innovation. When you made a breakthrough that gave you the confidence or gave you just that one of those moments where you leapt out of your chair and said, we're going to get there. We're going to get this done.
Well, I always believed in the ability of the product, the capability of the system, and the direction of the leadership and the Toyota team. So the vehicle itself really was a bunch of small engineering successes that brought that up to a level where we believed we were ready to launch. But I guess my great Scott moment would have been in a meeting where it was announced that we would be investing in the infrastructure, which is really not a normal thing for an automotive company to do. And that was us showing that we were willing to help close that gap and to address the issue, which was providing sufficient infrastructure and to actually get in that game and work towards a solution.
That's part of that real world thing I was talking about earlier. It's not just giving people a piece of tech that is, it could be written off as a gadget or some kind of a whirly gig. But
I'm just happy Chris Hardwick's here.
That is really going to work, and you're going to do the hard work to make it happen.
Yo, so we have to be really quiet. But yeah, this is awesome. We're gonna check out the Mirai. Go